here tonight?
The same thing we do every night, Pinky. Try to take over the world.
You might think that getting into the IT field is impossible without a computer science degree, but Tech Coach Ralph is here to prove you wrong. Get ready for some jaw-dropping revelations on how to break into this lucrative industry. Listen up, tech enthusiasts! Are you ready to break through into the IT field, but feel like you need a computer science degree to make it happen? Think again! Tech Coach Ralph has some exclusive, mind-blowing secrets to share with you. Get ready to be blown away by his jaw-dropping revelations on how to break into the tech industry without a computer science degree. So get your notepad ready, because Tech Coach Ralph is going to change your life forever. Buckle up, because you're about to embark on a journey to success in the IT field.
It's time!
Welcome back to another episode of Software Explorations Concept. What am I doing? Oh my, I am all over the place already. So we are celebrating. You saw the lights in the background. And what are we celebrating? Well, yesterday we had our belt ceremony stripe promotion at Gracie Baja Coral Springs down here in South Florida in Broward. You can see the hat representing for the home team. You can see the new belt around the neck. You can see the purple in the background. We are getting it. We're going to talk a little bit about that as we get into the show. But if you do not know who I am your host, your humble host, Tech Coach Ralph, where we are engineered to win. So there we go right there. Boom. There you go. Tech Coach Ralph, engineered to win. And I need to take a quick second to fix my camera real quick. This camera always does some crazy stuff. Actually, I think we're good. We are good with this camera. So I am representing the home team. Purple belt promoted yesterday. We're going to take a look at some pictures from that, and then we're going to get into the show. But I'm happy to have you guys here celebrating with me. Yes, we did it. And then I'll talk to you a little bit about just before we get into the show. But I have been doing it since June of 2020. So we are 3.5 years in, and we're moving up. We're getting better, So it's a small so it's part of the process. It's a moment in time. We've got the purple belt. We're gonna keep going. Nothing changes. We're gonna continue to work. We're gonna continue to grind, all that good stuff. All right. But I did want to share with you a little bit of what what we did yesterday. I'm going to show you some pictures, and then we can, talk about it a little bit. But it happened yesterday. It's done. We went from white belt to blue belt to purple belt. So we are winning. All right, I got to bring this volume down on mine a little bit. It is way too loud for me. All right, let's go here. Yeah, let's bring it back. All right, so let's take a look at some pictures real quick, right? So this is a picture of everyone who's in attendance yesterday. Oh, it's kind of small. Let me see. Oh, and there goes me with my professor. Shout out to Professor Gee. Thank you so much for everything that you teach us, Professor. Everyday learning. That is my good friend Robert right there. We started just around the same time. Maybe he might be started like a month after me, and we just been growing together. This is another one of our professors, Professor Julio. Learning so much from him. Let's see what's next. Another professor. So this is me, Professor Gee, Robert, and myself. Like we pretty much train just about every day. And this is another picture of who was in attendance yesterday. This is like a picture that we took, but these are all the professors who attended yesterday. Right. So with that being said, let's get that off. All right. So that's what happened yesterday. That's why I have this on around my neck, purple belt throughout the show. We made it. We're gonna keep going up. There's nowhere else to go. We can't go down. We're going up. All right. That's the goal. That's the mission. We're just gonna keep winning. All right. We are just going to keep winning. So just wanted to shout out to everyone that I trained with, everyone who got promoted, everyone who got stripes. Shout out to my wife who got her second stripe on her blue belt. Shout out to so many people: Henry, Robert, Will, Fabio, Gabby. It's just so many people that I can't even name them all, right? Kaiki, like so many people. And I just wanted to congratulate every last one of you who got another stripe on your belt or who got promoted to a new belt. There were some surprises yesterday, people who had no expectations of them moving up to another belt, and you could see the shock on their face. But if you keep on putting in the work, if you keep on working hard, then, it's going to happen, right? It's all about hard work at the end of the day. So I am proud of every last one of you guys. So shout out to you guys.
We the best.
Yes, we are. We are the best, right? Because you know that.
I mean, all we do is win, man. You know that.
All we do is win. All right. So, with that being said, let's get started with the show. And throughout the show, I'm going to just keep this on. Actually, I'm going to fix the camera because it's kind of bothering me the way that it's changing. So give me one split second to fix that. Let's do this. Let's go here. All right, we are back. So you know how I get with my OCD-ish nature, where I start seeing the color is off, and then things start happening. I I start getting real paranoid and stuff like that, and I have to fix it. So color's right, we're good, we are good to go. So I am going to jump into our agenda for today. The belt is going to stay around the neck for the show because we did it. I'm so proud of everybody, you know. And now we are gearing up for the next competition. Going to be competing at Pans, and along the way, we might end up stopping by the Miami Open as well to compete at a new belt. Yes, a new belt, purple. We are at purple. So we went from white, we went to blue. From blue, we're at now at purple. The next steps are brown, and then the true destination where we actually start our journey is at the black. But you know, we're just going along for the ride. We are just going to keep winning along the way. Um, we just got to work. It's all about working. All right. So that is what I do. That's what I preach to you guys. Work, work, work. And I have somebody special who is on the way. Just got the text, which I'm going to repeat. Soon as I see them in the chat, I am going to stop the show acknowledgement, appreciation, and let them know what the announcement is. Because I already shared with you, but guess what? It's one of my best friends, and I'm going to let them know. Hey, look at that. Look who's here. Shout out to one of my best friends, Natasha Vincent. So, Natasha, look what I have around my neck. See the pink? You see the purple background? Celebration yesterday. I'm going to show the pictures again just for Natasha. All right. You guys are going to have to see it again. But let's take a look at this. Let's see here. So, yesterday, we had our belt ceremony, promotions, stripe promotion, all that good stuff, right? I went from blue to purple. Right. Let's see. Up here. That is me with one of my professors. And Robert right here. We've been training together for like the past 3 years now. That this is our head professor, Professor Guy. I've learned so much from him. Like, it's incredible the things that you learn from these black belts, right? This is a picture of the group that was there yesterday. We had to have over like 70 people over there yesterday, right? And then this is a picture of all the professors who showed up for some of them were from different schools, but you know, it's all one family. So that was yesterday. And this is the picture of everyone who was in attendance, a different view where we're all sitting down. And that's when we're getting ready for that picture. Let's see what else is there. So this is a picture of all of the professors who were there. Oh, let's go back to that one. So that's a picture of all the professors who were there. Like a few of them actually teach at our school, and then the others are from other places. And this is a group picture of everyone who's there in attendance as well, right? So that is that. But yeah, so just wanted to show that one more time for my good friend, Natasha. So have this around the neck for the show to celebrate. Got representing the home team right here. And yeah. Thank you for showing up as well, Natasha. I'm so happy to have you here to celebrate with me, right? So, and I just want to say as well, I participated in something an event that Natasha put on yesterday in a particular Discord called the Bag Chasers. If anyone's interested in that, you'd have to sign up for Anton Daniel's Patreon, where you can join a remarkable group of people where we work, right? You know how I preach work? We do the same thing in that Discord. We work, right? So, and not the we work who is losing a lot of money for the office space, but we actually work. And she she led a cover letter and resume AI presentation, and it was remarkable. I helped her as much as I can, providing some examples and stuff like that, so she can use. But it was amazing, and I like whatever she needs, I will be there to support. So shout out to Natasha for showing up and getting to celebrate with me. All right, so now we are actually going to move on into the show. And just wanted to celebrate with you guys, show you guys the other part of my tech life. And I'll tell you this, right? from the 3.5 years that I've been doing jujitsu, I see so many correlations to what I do on a day-to-day basis in like, software engineering and quality assurance and all that. I like the way that I work, right? I just put everything to one thing, right? And so like that's the system that I build, right? So from when I do YouTube, from when I work at my regular job, from when I am training jujitsu, whatever it is that I'm doing, it's a system. I put a system in place, and I follow that system, right? That's how I work, you know. Um, and Natasha says, "Thank you from this non-techie tech coach." Hey, it's a pleasure to work with you and to be innovative with you, and whatever I can contribute to your ideas, I am here, and I am going as soon as this live stream is over. I'm going to get to work on the tool. I'm not gonna say what tool it is because people be lurking, but I'm gonna work on the tool and I'm going to make it available for you to check out. All right. So, with that being said, let's get into our agenda. Wanted to share that. All right, all right, all right. So, first and foremost, I want to say thank you to all the newest subscribers, right? Thank you to all the newest subscribers. Guess what? We are at, let me make sure, right? Let me make sure where we're at, right? Because things change. Things change. We are at 493 subscribers at this moment. Crazy, crazy growth in the past few weeks, the past month. We're working, right? If you put in the effort, you're gonna get results, right? And if you're not getting the results, you have to continue to inspect and modify and do what you got to do. But we're growing, and we're growing with things that actually matter. We're connecting with people who need to be with the right people. We're connecting with the right people. That's the best way to say it, right? The way that I've connected with Natasha, the way that I've connected with Don, the way that I've connected with Socks, so many different people, and we're building a system, and we're working, so that's what it is, right? We are doing what we have to do so that we can move forward, so we can add value. The number one key that everything I focus on is how can I add value? Whether I'm at work, how can I add value to my team? How can I add value to my organization? How can I add value to the customers, right? And that's the goal. That is the actual goal of what we are doing here. I want to add value into your life, and I think by the type of value that I'm trying to add, that is where we see the growth from. So, oh my God, Don, you're here. Oh my guys, Don has been incredibly busy these past few weeks. He's working on some extraordinary stuff, and that's why I'm so happy to be connected with Don, right? Because I learned so much from Don. Like whenever Don gives me a resource, I just go ahead and I subscribe to it and I bookmark it because I'm like, if it's coming from him, it's got to be good, right? And Don, this is not necessarily a new hat. This hat is the hat for my jujitsu, I don't know, like the school that I train at, right? We were talking about. I just got a new belt yesterday. We had a ceremony, belt ceremony, start promotion, end of year, and I got promoted to my next belt. So it's going to be another few years where we are working along the system. I show up every day and work. That's like the belt. At the end of the day, is just something to hold your kimono together, your gi together. So whether it's white, whether it's blue, whether it's purple, whether it's brown, it's just to it holds it together, and you learn along the way. So I'm just working every single day. That's my goal. All right. So welcome, Don. I'm so happy to have you here. And Don says, "Dope, grats, appreciate it, Don." And Don, let me know, how are you doing? Like, I know this week has been crazy for you. Did you get to Don and I were supposed to talk on Friday night, and like he was stuck talking to vendors and stuff like that on a Friday night. So for like we were supposed to meet around 10 Eastern, 7 Pacific time because he's out there in the West Coast. But he was stuck on a vendor call on a Friday night at 7 to 7:30. Like I don't even know what time he got out the call, right? So Don is working hard, and I'm like, awesome guy. Trust me, awesome guy. So we're going to continue working together and do amazing, amazing things. But I just wanted to give a shout out and appreciation to my good friend Don.
I appreciate you.
All right, so let's continue. Let's continue. I keep getting distracted. I'm so happy I'm getting distracted. Like when all my friends show up, I get distracted. Right. So I already said thank you to all the newest subscribers. I want to salute all of the Patreon members, the Tech Barbarians.
I appreciate you.
I got a new member the other day who signed up for coaching, and like we're going to kill it. Like I'm a strategist, right? I already spoke about that. I'm a strategist. We're going to do a deep dive, see, okay, what is it? Where do you want to go into? What do you want to do? And we're going to strategize on how to get there in the most efficient, fastest way possible. That's what we do, right? That's what we do. All right. So I want another thing, right? With the Tech Barbarians, we have a software, not software. We have an application coming out in the very, very near future, right? Probably within the next week to 2 weeks, we're going to be deploying. We're going to be having our MVP, our most valuable player. No, not our most valuable player. It is the minimum viable product, right? We're going to be releasing our minimum viable product of a little application that we have been building for the past maybe 2 months now. It's about 2 months, right? But it's being built in a full work environment, Scrum environment, where we have our Agile meetings, which is something I'm gonna get into this in a little bit, right? Because something really pissed me off, but we're gonna get into that, right? And we've been working. We built a little software, a little application. We're going to be deploying it soon to make it available to the public. All right. So we're gonna be. I do have to find a domain name for that, so we'll probably be meeting about that, figuring out a domain name. But it is what it is. So let's continue. And I want to say, if you are new here, or maybe you're not so new here, right? But you haven't clicked the subscribe button yet, go ahead and do that now. Subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you can know every time we go live and every time we drop new videos. We drop new videos every single day, sometimes twice a day, and we go live as well. So I want you to hit the notification bell so you can know every time we drop something or we go live, so you can tune in and you can get this work, right? Because I am here to help you grow, especially if you want to be in the tech industry. You guys say, "Oh, I want to get into tech. I want to get into tech," but you don't show up, right? You're not using your resources to your full advantage. So I want to make sure that you are using your resources to the full extent possible. So many people are offering you to either consultations, giving you free game, and you don't show up. You don't ask questions. No, so I want you to use those resources. The people who actually want to help you, right? And you know what? I had a great conversation yesterday, right? While we're waiting so we had a seminar, and we're waiting for the ceremony to start. And I had one of the greatest conversations that I've ever had with one of our coaches there, right? And he was telling me a story, like a story about. I haven't seen this for myself yet, but he was either way, the story sounds good, right? A story about Bill Gates getting interviewed, right? And the interviewer asked him, like, "How did you get to where you're at?" And Bill Gates said, "Well, I'm gonna give you a blank check, and you can write the amount that you want on it." And the reporter was like refusing, and Bill Gates is like explaining, like, "Well, this is the difference, right? Because you don't use the resources that are made available to you, while I did, right?" And that's what I'm like. I was wondering, like, why, when you have so many people who are offering to help you, right, you don't use those resources. So it's something that I always wonder. People are providing information, they're providing guidance, and you just better. You want to do what you do, but you don't have the results. So it is what it is. So I just wanted to I don't know. I got distracted, but I wanted to touch on that, right? But anyways, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, so you can know every time we go live. Like the video, share the video, all that good stuff. Check out the Patreon, www.techcoachralph.dev. Releasing new content in there constantly, whether it's resources, whether it's videos, to give you quick game on how to be in a better position, right? Because guess what? You still have to do the hard work, right? A lot of people, they do the hard work, but then they don't properly market themselves, properly present themselves, right? So you still have to do the work. You need to be able to show your work, show what you know, build your portfolio, all of that stuff, right? So definitely that's something that you need to focus on, all right? So check out the Patreon, www.techcoachralph.dev. Now let's get into our live show schedule. We have Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, the morning show. We have coffee and kata at 7:15 a.m. Eastern time. It's just like a quick hit, right? So we review some news stories real quick. We have our coffee and we do some coding challenges. We're very and primarily focused on doing the Chaos Camp coding challenges so we can get better in our investigative skills and our automation skills and our exploratory testing skills, all of that good stuff. And we also contribute feedback on how we can make the application better. So it's a great way to start your day because it puts you in the right mindset to get to work and to crush it. All right. And then we have Sunday afternoons this afternoon where we do software exploration. We're currently going through Terraform, which is what we're going to get into this afternoon. Then we have Tuesday nights Q&A sessions where we go and we find questions, whether it is sourced from the different areas of the web or it is questions that you have live in the chat. We answer those questions and we help you level up. And then Thursday nights, we have more software explorations. This past Thursday, we were working on implementing Grafana, and we are going to keep working on that this coming Thursday so we can try to wrap that up. So shout out to the live show one more time. Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, we have the morning show, Coffee and Kata, at 7:15 a.m. Sunday afternoons, we have software explorations. We're going through Terraform. Tuesday nights, Q&A sessions, and Thursday nights, we have software explorations. We are going to be continuing with Grafana this coming Thursday. And we move on to our pre-recorded content. We have Mondays, Candid Conversations. Tomorrow, we're going to be talking about you got to be a little bit more selfish, or maybe a lot more selfish. I don't know. But you got to do something about it, right? Wednesdays, we have software explorations, concept and overviews. This coming Wednesday, we're going to be on this past Thursday's live stream, we were talking about the security incident and event management tool called Grafana. So I created a presentation. It's actually recorded already. I just need to edit it, but it is going to be giving an overview specifically on the security incident and event management, like what it is, right? And some tools, stuff like that. And then Fridays, we have the bug bite. This coming Friday, we are going to be talking about the Tesla humanoids, is what they call them, the Optimus Gen 2. It's not a bug, but I just couldn't help to talk about it. You'll see, right? I'm just gonna leave it at that. You'll see. So tune in on Friday for the bug bite where we're talking about the Tesla humanoids, the Optimus Gen 2, right? And then throughout the week, we have shorts and additional content that we'll be releasing where, we definitely have the clips from the Q&A show, but we have some additional content coming out as well, right? So definitely check that out. And that's why you got to subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you can know every single time we go live and drop new content, because there is something here for everyone, whether you're looking for entertainment, whether you're looking to level up in your technical skills, to educate yourself, all that. We do it all. And that's why I tell you, it's in your best interest, right? It is in your best interest to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell, like the video, share the video with everyone, because like I said, there's something here for everyone, right? And now the next thing I'm going to get to, right? The next thing I'm going to get to is Chaos Camp challenges, right? So many people say, oh, I did this boot camp. Oh, I'm going to go get ISTQB certified. But you don't do any work, right? And this is why I love Chaos Camp. You've seen how I have to think so hard early in the morning at 7:15 a.m. how to get through these Chaos Camp challenges, because we make you work, right? You're looking for experience. You're looking for a chance, but you don't want to work. So go to the Chaos Camp boot camp. Don, drop the link to Chaos Camp GitHub in the chat, right? Go to the Chaos Camp GitHub and work. And if you get stuck, on any live stream that we're on, right? Ask in the chat and say, hey, I was trying to do this, I got stuck, or send me an email, right? But say I got stuck, I was trying to do the Chaos Camp boot camp or the Chaos Camp challenge, and I'm not sure what to do, and then we'll stop the show, right? We'll be like, okay, let's figure it out, and we're going to look, and we're going to help you get past that obstacle. But especially if you want to be in QA, right? So many people want to be in QA, especially manual QA. I'm like, there's no manual QA jobs, right? But you need to practice. Don't be like Allen Iverson and be like, practice. We talking about practice? Yes, we are talking about practice. You need to practice so that when you're on the job, you're not like a noob and you're like, oh my god, like why did we hire this person? They don't know anything. You need to practice and get to it. All right. So shout out to the Chaos Camp challenges. All right. And before I get to the next topic, just look at the chat real quick. Don says, man, so tired, but out of chaos, I have a solution. That's what we do here, right, Don? We build solutions. Shout out to Don. You know, I know how tired you are. Like this past 2 weeks was like crazy, but it's gonna slow down this week. And then the following week we have the week of Christmas off. So I'll probably be live streaming more. You know, but you know, like I said, when you're not at one job, you're at the other job. Always keep pushing, always keep working. Allocate your time wisely. Time is money, you know? So, and Don says, shout out to Uncle Bob. Yep, like that professionalism video and the book, Clean Coder, like that sticks with me every single day. And I'm always like, it's just like always resounding through my mind, right? And Natasha says, nice to see you again, Don. Shout out to you know, I make connections as well. And Natasha, Don and I are working on the project. I'm just gonna leave it on the project that I'm going to be giving you the prototype this week, right? If it's not this week, it's definitely gonna be the week after because I will be available the week after because there is no day job that week. So trust me, but I'm gonna try to get it this week, right? I'm gonna try to get it this week. And Don posted the GitHub link to Chaos Camp. Go ahead and choose one. Choose one. Like I'm working on the rock paper scissors. I did and there is the web UI challenge in there. I think the MP3 challenge is in there too. That was a pretty cool one. But go do something, right? Go do something. And Sasha said she's looking forward to the project. All right. And yep, I'm gonna get that. I already updated I already updated it to ask the question that you asked yesterday. The main question that you asked yesterday, I already added that to it. So I'm just about to test it as soon as I should just end the show right now, right? Because I really want to work on it. I should just end the show and get to it. But I can't do that because we have obligations and we're going to stick to that. But you know, I'm not going to be one of those people who just quit to go do something else, right? So here we are. All right. So I'm gonna pull up this article that really annoyed me, right? Let's see. So we are going to be talking about. Let's go and do it. Then once we get through this, we are going to get to the show. I mean, the show's already started, but we're gonna get into Terraform after we do this. We're gonna dive into the technical part, but I just wanted to talk about this because it really annoyed me. So let's get to it. All right. So this article says Agile has failed officially. So this guy, Tomas, whoever he is, you know, I am no respecter of person. Let's zoom in a bit. So this says, either I'm a gifted oracle and all of my friends are, or Agile really was a stupid idea to begin with.
Stupid.
After many years of agony, Cliff Berg, a major evangelist in this idiocy, finally admitted Agile's failure. Untold millions of dollars in other currencies have been wasted on the idea of Agile and its bastard kid Scrum. Countless untalented, dumb persons found safe jobs at large corporations where they merely parroted buzzwords and played with meaningless cards and colorful charts all day. Insane amount of hours have been sunk into endless meetings. An entire generation of software engineers gave up the profession because they found themselves struggling in the mud instead of soaring in the skies. I have my poetic cap on. Yet, today, here's what appeared on LinkedIn. Freddie Mac has let go of its Scrum Masters, and a major hospital chain has removed its Agile roles as well. Companies have found that Agile, as it is sold, delivered, and explained to them, does not work. You can blame them if you like, or you can blame the Agile community for not packing the right kinds of learning and support. But regardless, Agile as we know it is dead. And Scrum will go with it. But companies still need agility, real agility. That has been our focus. Real agility is mostly behavioral, and in particular, it is driven by the behaviors of leaders. Leadership is the big glaring hole in the Agile manifesto. It is like trying to make concrete without water. No wonder Agile did not work. That's why Agile 2, right? Agile 2, not Agile 1, but Agile 2, which reimagined what Agile should have been, found that agility is mostly about leadership styles. Agile2.net, little marketing play right there, shameless plug, or not so shameless. And this is why Agile 2 Academy focus has been on leadership development for the kind of leadership that are essential for fast-moving, high-technology companies, right? So then it goes to say, how cute. Where have I seen this kind of argument before? No, our system isn't wrong. It's the circumstances. It's failed because nobody followed the instructions. The system is perfect. It is the people who got it wrong. Oh yes, I remember. This is where I heard it. But that's not real communism. Okay. Seriously, Cliff, please do what Elon Musk suggested to Bob Iger. No amount of mental gymnastics, no amount of hocus pocus, and no fancy academy will ever replace competence. Hopefully, the world isn't stupid enough to fall for your revolutionary ideas ever again, and Agile 2 is going to be the nothing burger of the decade. As for software development standards and methods, we must go back to the 1990s. We're going back to the 1990s. And begin with a simple but firm rule. At some point, a project must produce a final product. If this isn't the team's goal, then it's not real. It's not a real project. This was the first thing managers seem to forget under the spell of your Agile baloney. So that is the article. And I want to say the same thing to Tomas Polgar, that maybe you should do the same thing that Elon Musk suggested to Bob Iger, right? And that is SFTU, right? This article like really annoys me. Not only because they are calling people who have been working in a particular industry and who lead, like, who herd cats, to be honest with you, right? They calling them stupid. Like, come on, give me a break, right? But the suggestion that, so the simple rule is, at some point a project must produce a final product, right? What? Let me read Don's comment right quick, right? You could take the same article and replace Agile with waterfall. Exactly, right? Exactly. Like, but the only difference, right, because, you know, with their suggestion that a product must produce a final product, right? A project must produce a final product. Yeah, but the waterfall final product would take how many years for it to eventually get ready? How many iterations of QA? How many times going back and forth playing tennis with QA and with the software developers, right? And what product is ever final, right? It doesn't make any sense to me. Like, so, okay, you produce a final product and then what? Because from what I see, just looking, like, there is Agile all around you, right? We might not think about it as Agile, but that's what it is. When you think about the app stores, right? It's not a new product. Like, so let's say Facebook releases an app, right? They have their app, and it's not like you have to uninstall the Facebook app and then install a new version of it. It updates, right? It keeps all of your data. It updates. That's Agile. Like, you know, however often they update, whenever they deploy. I this article is so stupid to me. Like it's and oh my god, like it's funny because they try to play on this guy Cliff Berg who's trying to market his Agile 2 thing. But I firmly believe like if you follow the process, right? Um, and guess what? It doesn't say why it actually failed, right? It just says that it failed. It doesn't say why it failed. What's the failure about it? Here's a all right. Here's what I'm going to say, right? Because going back to a lot of things that as Don mentioned, like that Uncle Bob talks about, people like this is what gives the software development industry, right, from software engineers to QA to like front end developers and everything, right? I'm a bad name because the reason to me, and this is my personal opinion, right? The reason that articles like this, like people have these sentiments is because they don't want accountability. See, Agile has a good way of keeping you accountable. Say, all right, within 2 weeks, what do you plan on deliver, right? How long is it gonna like? So, what are you gonna commit to, right? And then you work towards that. But because that we don't like commitments, and that's why people do not take like, for the most part, people do not take us seriously because you like when they ask you, okay, when it's gonna be done, right? You don't like you'll give a date and then you just blow past the date and you don't have any regard, no answers like of what's going on, right? You just do you, and the company is just waiting for you, and they have to be waiting around for you to do whatever it is you want to do because you are like you reign supreme. But it's a business, and the money isn't endless, right? So to me, like the agile gets you to market faster, and then you can learn from the market feedback, and then you can iterate upon that and continue to win. But I don't see like that is not that's not something of the waterfall model, right? And so it's just really annoys me, like just this whole sentiment, right? Of of like calling people names and stuff like that. It's just very. I'm gonna create a word right here. It's very asholic, right? It's very asholic. But it is what it is. You can do what you want to do. You can go ahead and go back to waterfall, go back to the '90s. We're going to keep moving forward. We're going to keep winning. Um, you know, I've never seen a system bring out a sense of teamwork where you can have QA involved with the engineers and not just sitting around waiting, writing a bunch of countless test cases that you don't know if they're actually going to be part of it or not. But they actually got involved in the beginning to reduce the amount of bugs that are being found and to get to market faster. So that's just how I see it. That's how I feel about it. But it is what it is. People are going to do what they want to do. But until then, the software engineering industry is going to continue to suffer because people do not want to take accountability. They don't want to commit to anything. So they write these articles to bash the systems that are put in place so that we can be more productive, and then we continue to fail, right? So you know, there are systems in place. Like you have like saying that the system is a project must produce a final product. How do we do that? How do we get there? Like there's no direction, no guidance, and it's just trash. Like I think this article is quote unquote baloney. So it is what it is. Anyways, I just wanted to share that with you, and yeah. All right, so let's get into some Terraform. But before we do that, we are gonna remind you one more time, if you haven't done so yet, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you can know every single time we go live. Like the video, share the video. Check out the Patreon at www.techcoachralph.dev. And we need a little bit of.
Please offer me your energy. I ask of you, please.
All right. So let me log into AWS, right? So if you guys remember as well from the Fargate episode, we are going to so the app that we're going to be deploying, I'll probably be deploying it on Fargate, right? I need to get my two-factor authentication code. Let's see here. see. There we go. And we're in. So let's go and let's put our timer up. We are going to put a 20 minutes on the
It's
clock.
time to duel!
And let's see. We are going to screen. All right. So what is our expenses for the month so far? We are at $5.16 for the month. You know, it is what it is. We are learning. You have to invest in the things that are important to you, right? So we go ahead and crack open this amino energy. All right. So let's get to it. So we are going to be today. We're going to be working on EBS. So we're going to find out what that stands for. We're going to talk about. So we're talking about EBS. We're going to talk about the alternative, or it's not really the alternative, but we're going to talk about ephemeral storage. We're going to configure the root EBS with no termination, and then we're going to change it to terminate. Then we're going to talk about. We're going to create a. We're not going to talk about. We're going to create a separate EBS. And then we'll talk about what we can use it for. And then we're going, if we have time, we'll start looking into Route 53. If we don't get to Route 53 today, we'll get to it on Christmas Eve show. All right. So, because guess what? Christmas Eve or not, we're still going to work. We're still going to be here. Because guess what? Learning does not stop. We're going to get to work. You know, we keep moving forward. We keep moving forward. All right. So, let's see here. So let's find out. We're gonna go to. We're going to. So what is EBS? Right. Let's find out what EBS is. So EBS stands for Elastic Block Store. Right. And here's the amazing thing about doing Terraform. Right. Because Terraform is just automating the different cloud providers, right? So you can use it for AWS, you can use it for Azure, Microsoft Azure, you can use it for Google Cloud Platform. But the amazing thing about it is we get to learn it in the process. Like we get to learn about like the different things about AWS, because we could take a course that is solely focused on AWS and how to set these things up manually, but we get the best of both worlds by learning how to set it up manually, and then we also get to do it using Terraform. Like we automate it because like I don't like doing stuff manually. So all right, let's read this real quick. Right, Amazon Elastic Block Store, Amazon EBS provides block level storage volumes for use with EC2 instances. EBS volumes behave like raw unformatted block devices. You can mount these volumes as devices on your instances. EBS volumes are attached to an instance or EBS volumes that are attached to an instance are exposed as storage volumes that persist independently from the life of the instance, right? So what that means is you can have a EBS instance, and when you terminate that instance, the EBS storage stays, right? So you start up a new instance, you can say attach it to the EBS instance or EBS storage. So we can probably try that as well. Let's see what else. You can create a file system on top of these volumes or use them in any way you would use a block device, such as a hard drive. You can dynamically change the configuration of a volume attached to an instance, right? We recommend Amazon EBS for data that must be quickly accessible and requires long-term persistence. EBS volumes are particularly well suited for use as the primary storage for file systems, databases, or for any application that requires fine granular updates and access to raw unformatted block level storage. Amazon EBS is suited to both database style applications that rely on random reads and writes and to throughput intensive applications that perform long continuous reads and writes. All right. So so that's what EBS is. All right, cool. So if we look for, I think you find them under EC2, right? Let's see. I think that's where you find them. So elastic block storage, right? So volumes. Do we have any? Ooh, we have a few. I'm paying for those. So let's say we were to create a new one. So you can choose your volume type, general purpose, provision, cold, HDD, throughput optimized, magnetic standard. So you have your SSDs. And then you would say how big you want it to be. General purpose SSDs, GP3 is now the default selection. GP3 provides up to 20% lower cost per gig than GP2. So that's good. Throughput, all the stuff, the availability zone that we talked about before. Don't create volume from a snapshot. You can have tags, all right? So what we can do, let's create one of these manually, right? We're gonna create one of these manually, and then we're going to attach it to, we're gonna create a EC2 instance manually. We'll attach it to that, all right? So let's say we do, okay, let's go with GB3, and let's go with like 10 gigs, right? Because we're gonna get rid of this anyways. EC1, we're not going to create it from a snapshot. And let's see, we add a tag, name, TCR live stream, 12/17/2023. We're gonna delete it anyways, right? So let's do that, and let's go ahead and create our volume, right? Because in order to automate, for me at least, I have to do it manually before I do it. Automated, right? So I don't know why the name didn't take place, but TCR live stream 12/17/2023, right? So we have that. So now let's go to EC2 instances. And we are, why did it stop and not deleted? But anyways, because manually. All right, cool. The launch instance, we are going to choose TCR manual live stream 12/17/2023. Stick with AWS Linux. Keep it at micro. And select this key pair right here. And we can have it create a security group. And we can, let's see. Where do we, can we attach it here? Let's see, add new volume. Nope. Advanced maybe? Can I attach this to an existing one? Let's see. Hold on. Storage volumes. EBS volumes. Let's see here. Date on termination. I don't see. So I wonder if it's like when you're creating the. No, because they wouldn't let you create it if you can't attach it to something. Let's see. Let's see. adding a volume. Maybe you can attach it afterwards. All right, that's fine. So that's because I think it has to have some type of default storage to start with. But okay, so let's leave it as that. Don't need these. So if we go to, I don't know, it's weird. Let's see. Let's find out how to attach EBS to EC2. All right. Attach an Amazon EBS volume to an instance. You can attach an available EBS volume to one or more of your instances that is in the same availability zone as the volume. Let's see. Well, are we in the same one? So let's find out if we're in the same one, right? This is in. Let's check the network settings. Let's go back. Let's look at EBS. Volumes. And where is this one? So this one is in US East 1A. Let's see here. Let's see here. All right. Oh, it's not done yet. Is it? It should be. Okay, it's available. All right. US East 1A. All right. So, let's go here. I go here. Let's go straight to the instance, to the. See it. Let's see. So, attach to one or more of your instances that is in the same availability zone the information about adding EBS to your instance launch. See instance block mapping. All right. So by default, an instance that you should launch includes any storage devices specified in the block mapping of the AMI you wish to launch. For the volume root, you can only modify the following: volume size, volume type, and the deletion on termination flag. When you modify, okay. Update the block mapping when you launch. So choose the Amazon launch instance, choose in Amazon AMI, select the AMI to select. Followers, choose an instance type configure. At storage, you can modify the root volume. To change the side, okay. To suppress the EBS volume specified by the block device. To add an EBS, choose. To add an EBS volume. Let's see. I don't know. Not seeing it. But why would they let you create it if it's not going to be there, right? Let's see. Add new volume. Slightly confused by this. let's see, advanced. So let's create it and then we'll see what we can do, right? So let's go ahead and create this. Choose a key pair of this one. Let's create it with the default and then we'll see what we can do. So it is launched. And now I want to, let's see if I can at least attach it to it. So we have the default one. Let's see. Images and templates, instance settings. I don't see where you could attach it. I don't know. Lock devices. Change source, destination, connect RDS. I don't know. This is weird. I feel like there should be, not I feel, but I believe there should be a way to attach a storage to it. Storage. I replace root volume. I don't know. That's weird. But let's get into Terraform because I'm not sure what the heck is going on with this one. So let's go to opening up in PyCharm. So we'll figure that out but this is not about the AWS console for the most part. So we're gonna see how we can do it, and because maybe we don't know how to do it manually, but we should be able to do it with Terraform. So let's go to here, and we have our Terraform code, and inside of our instance. So let's see what we got here. So resource. So if I need it, I'm going to look up the other code, but I'm just going to go off the let's just try to figure it out, right? EBS or EBS. All right, so let's pull it up. So what are we going to use to do that? Let me put up the other project and then, or the project that comes with the class, and we'll follow along because a lot of times you don't remember the exact syntax, but you can follow along with the. All right, so it's going to be. That's why it wasn't popping up because so AWS EBS volume, right? And let's call it TCR EBS volume. And we're going to open up these squiggly brackets. And no wonder, hold on. I spelled resource wrong. So let's see what happens. So if we take that out, say resource. Okay, so that right, AWS. That's why we couldn't do EBS volume. The weather has been crazy this weekend over here in South Florida, so it's like so windy outside. But let's go to let's call that TCR live stream. (12/17/2023). All right, so we have that named. And we say the availability zone is, what is our availability zone? So let's say var.aws region. What is our region though? Let's see. Afraid to
Lunch break! Lunch break!
So I'm just checking out the region real quick. Okay, so I could show that. No, hold on. Where do I have my region set? So looking for where I set the region. And I should be more organized in this part, right? But let's find it. Then we'll go to break. And that's gonna be like one of the things that we need to figure out is like, all right, how to keep this Terraform stuff more organized, so we're not like running all over the place trying to figure this stuff out. Let's see, where do I have it? Don't see it. Mm, Let's see. Okay, so we'll do that. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna go to here real quick. We're gonna change that to region, and we're gonna add an A at the end of it. Let me see, how would I do that? Leave it as that, right? We'll see how that works, and let's go to break, right? Let's go to break. So let's put up 5 minutes on the clock for our break, and whew, like I said, it's been such a busy week. Been working on so many different projects. One of the I'm hoping to get the MVP of a project that we've been working on. By we, I mean the Tech Barbarians, taking them through the software development project, the software development cycle. One thing that I noticed, like from a lot of people who go to boot camps, is that they get a little bit of exposure to the tools, but not how to actually use them through the software development cycle. So, for instance, they'll use Jira, right? And they'll work on, especially like a lot of times in QA, they'll work on an existing application and creating bugs and stuff for it like that. But a lot of times you don't come in, like you're not just going to be testing existing applications. You're going to be testing the development of adding new features to an application, right? And I think that it's not like those internships that you do, they are not they're not really real, because if you're just doing the same thing over and over on, like if the same cohort of people or a different cohort of people are doing the same things on as an internship, like finding the same bugs and stuff like that, it's not real experience, right? So to me, the way that we do it here, where we're actually building software. So let's say you join in. Let's say, give an example, right? Let's say you become a tech barbarian, right? And you join into the group. You're going to be joining in, just like you'd be joining a new company, and you're going to get onboarded, and you're going to start. You're going to join the Scrum Night, which we have one tonight, where we are going to be doing our sprint review, doing our sprint retrospective, and doing our planning for the next. And then we're going to start off our next sprint, right? And in that sprint, you're going, depending on your role, there's going to be some spikes, which are research projects. There's going to be some, software engineering. Shout out to Stephanie, who created an amazing web page for us to be able to push our project forward. There's going to be some QA, right? Shout out to Agile for all her testing efforts. And which in the next we're going to get into, we're going to work on deployment. We're going to work on automation. Shout out to my favorite data engineer, Miss Randy, who's going to be working on deciding what metrics we need for this software that we're going to be releasing. So that means by the definitely by the next live stream, but maybe definitely by the next Sunday live stream, we should have something deployed. But maybe by this coming Tuesday or maybe this coming Thursday, we should have something deployed, something to show, and we can show what our project is, and you can start using it, right? So, so what my goal, the way that I like to work is I want to provide real experience, right? For my small, because I keep the group limited, I keep it small, right? So that I can have that time to help people one on one so they can level up. And honestly, going back to jujitsu, right? Shout out to the purple belt. Something that the professors always tell us is that everything that we're doing right now, that is we're learning to walk, right? We're crawling, we're learning to walk. Jiu-jitsu life doesn't start until you get to your black belt. So, and that's why I say like this is like I'm happy about it, cool, but at the end of the day, it's just something to hold my kimono together because that is not the goal. Like my goal when I started, right? I mean, when I started, I didn't have a particular goal because I didn't know what I was getting into. But as you learn, as you get to do better, my goal isn't, I can't wait to get my blue belt. Oh, I can't wait to get my purple belt. I can't wait to get my brown belt. It just steps along the way, right? The ultimate goal, right? And the job, like once you get to your black, the job isn't finished. The job is just getting started, and the learning that you're going to do from there. So this is just going along the journey, going along the process. So the same thing goes with this. Like when I'm getting to a job is not the final destination. When you get to the job, that's when we can figure out, okay, what are the things that you need to learn so you can be amazing at your job, right? I want you to be the number one person at your job. All right, I wasn't going to talk about this, but I'll tell you this, right? So I've been at my company since February, so about 11 months now. The 20th will make it officially 11 months, right? And
Get a move on, back to work, chop chop, let's go. Come on, get a move on. Back to work, back to work, back to work.
So the 11th is going to make 11 months, right? But in these 11 months, because so my company, like I have to take my hat off. I have to take my hat off to my company, right? Because I have never seen a company do QA the way that they do QA, right? It is so organized and dedicated to quality that it's absolutely amazing, right? But with that being said, they have like quarterly meetings for QA where they recognize the people who are doing who are contributing, doing well, continuing to push the process, continuing to push quality. And in my short tenure there, I have come runner up 2 times, right? 2 times for the they call it the Quail Awards, but for QA, right? I've come in second place twice, right? Or not second place, but runner up, right? And I've been there for a short amount of time. And I honestly, it's cool, but that's not my main focus. Like I just want to add value. Like that's my goal at the end of the day. At previous companies, I've been employee of the month or whatever. But I just work. I just work and I just say, okay, how can I add value to my coworkers' lives and to the organization? How can I push customer satisfaction? And if you do what you have to do, right? If you're focused and dedicated, then you're going to get recognized for that. So I am happy with whatever it is that I'm doing. Like I just look to add value. Jump into I try to get closer and closer to the engineers so that I want it to be a seamless transition from the engineering work to the QA work, so that we can have synergy and that we can get to market faster. Like my goal is always to okay, what can we do to safely get to market faster? And like if you strategize and think about that, then you're gonna do a great job, and then you'll be recognized for it. So I really I just wanted to share that. Like, and that's my goal. Like that's my goal with the people that I work with is I want you to be the best. As simple as I want you to be able to say,
They ain't believing us.
We the best.
Right? They didn't believe in you, but you showed that you are the best, right? Because I want you to believe in yourself, you know? And that's what we do, right? So I just want to share that with you. And before we get back, if you are watching and you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you can know that every time that we go live, like the video, share it with everyone because as you can see, there is something here for everyone. And I am just looking to add value into your lives so you can continue to get better, all right? And before we go back, Don says, listen to this man. He got interview finesse. They don't know, Don. They do not know. Like, if you have an interview coming up, I would highly recommend you sign up for mock interview prep with me because I will. Like you're like the way that I prepare people for interview because the way that I interview people, right? It is tough, but when you go into your actual interview, it's gonna be like a cakewalk for you because I study your resume, I study the job that you're interviewing for, and I ask the questions that you wouldn't even think that's gonna be asked for you, and I get you ready. Right? So like check out check it out. You can go to techcoachingwithralph.com or you can go to www.techcoachralph.dev where you get straight to the Patreon. You can either sign up for the membership or we can do one-on-one. But I really wouldn't recommend one-on-one because it's not cost efficient and you do not get as much help as you can if you are a tech barbarian or a tech elite plus. Shout out to my newest member of the Tech Elite Plus. We're going to be doing some work. All right. So with that being said, let's get back to work. And we're going to go with.
Let's go. Let's go.
All right. So we need this, right? So we have here our availability zone. Let's see here. Okay. So let me pull. Hey, you know what I do, Don. You know what I do. All right, so let's go to. All right, so we're going to configure the size. We're going to say it's going to be, let's go with 10 gigs, right? And the type of instance, we're going to go with GP3 because that is cheaper. And let's say tags. And let's say we're going to call this let's call this TCR live stream. So the funny thing is we're probably going to get this to work through Terraform while we were circle streaming to get it to work manually, right? But it is what it is. So what we're doing right now, we are going to create a EBS elastic block storage, right, with 10 gigs of like this space. The type is going to be the general purpose 3, right, and then we're giving it a name for I'm going to call it the RCS because we're going to use that for the RCS startup, right, or setup. So RCS and 12/17/2023, right? All right, so we have that. Let's see what else do we need. I do want to give so we'll be setting up this script. I do want to give it a public IP. So this is going to be setting up with the subnets and all that type of stuff, right? Do I want to use that? Because we did have that issue where we can connect to it. Let me see something. Public. Let's do associate public IP address. Is it true? Let's find out what that is. So I'm going to swoop over to the other screen real quick to see AWS associate or Terraform. Associate public IP address, and let's see what it should be. What should the value be? AWS. Okay, so it should be true. All right, cool. So just making sure. Let's go back. True. So that way it should set us up with a elastic IP. Tags, let's call that 12. I wonder if there's a variable for the date and time. Let's look at that too. Let's see. Let's see. AWS, Terraform, date, time, variable. I wonder if there's one of those for there. HashiCorp functions. I can use timestamp. Let's use timestamp. Choose timestamp. Let's see if I can do that. So if I go back over here, let's see if this will work. Plus timestamp. Maybe. So let's see what happens, all right? So we have this. If we have the same issue, then we will remove all the other stuff. I wonder if it didn't work because of this in the past, but whatever. SSH, instance username, path to private key, TCR example, public IP. It's gonna give us the IP. I guess we could do. Where's the user data? Let's see. Is this gonna work? Let's see. Scripts. We could use the old way that we did it. I don't know if the user data is gonna actually work this time, but let's find out. Scripts, TPL. That's the same thing in there. I'm gonna try to use the regular one. Let's try to go with the regular one. I don't know if I need this to be. Oh, okay. We'll leave it at that because I remember we had some type of issue with it the other way. But so we'll leave it as that, all right? And then if it doesn't work, we're just gonna revert back to the older way of doing it. We'll see what happens. Or we can try. So we'll try it. If this doesn't work, right? We're gonna try. If this doesn't work, the user data, we're gonna try it with this one. And if that doesn't work, we're just gonna revert to the very, very first way that we did it. But let's add the timestamp in here as well. And do we want to terminate? Let's see what we have. All right. Trying to see how if there was a command to terminate it on shutdown. Put this hat backwards. Ooh. All right, let's see what we got going on here. So let's do this, right? Let's try to run it, see what happens, right? So Terraform, apply. Oh, here we go again. What did we do last time? Let's see. History. I don't know if it's gonna be in there. It's not. All right, so here. Export AWS profile equals Terraform. Let me see. I don't remember how to do this. All right, so let's say first, do we have history? And if you followed along with any of our Linux commands, shows you'll see we do grep, and we'll do AWS. Nope. Funny. What a funny joke. Cruel joke. All right, so let's see. I'm gonna go over here. So we're going to be looking for Terraform. Terraform apply. The error that we get is Terraform access denied export profile. Let's see if we have it here. Let's see. I'm calling Terraform by exporting the profile as AWS. All right, let me check something real quick. So if we do, let's see, if we do export, let's see what happens. Profile equals Terraform. All right, let's go back over here. I gotta remember these things because this happens every single live stream. Let's see here. I use AWS default profile, switch back and forth, AWS engineering, production, then use. I have no default profile specified. This was intentional. What's the command? Oh, so it must be lowercase export. Right. Let's try that again. Let's try lowercase export. All right. So now clear, and we do Terraform apply. Let's see what happens. So our timestamp did not work as we wanted it. So a number is required. So let's go back in. So this is for line 47. What's line 47? Number is required. All right, we're not going to dwell on that. I'm going to remove that. It's going to do 12, 17, 20, 23. We'll figure that out part later. I don't want to get stuck on stuff that's not important right now. So let's go to Terraform apply. I wonder if it's going to tell me the same thing for the other one though. Yep, same thing. All right, we're not going to dwell. Line 17. All right, not going to dwell on that. Probably gonna tell me something, same thing for the last one. Let's see. What? So apparently I'm all right. So I am concatenating something incorrectly. So I'm gonna put back my timestamps and find out how am I supposed to concatenate in. So let me see if they have it in the other one. To be honest. So let me see. Let me see. Let's see here. Don't see it yet. I know it's possible. And if they don't have it here, we're just gonna have to go to Google. Or all right, so let's see. Let's see. Variables. So concat two variables in Terraform. Let's see how you get it done. So okay. All right, so I'm gonna okay. So let's do it that way then. I don't know. That doesn't look too right, but doesn't hurt to give it a try, I guess. Let's see. So if we were to take here, if we were to take this and we go $sign times, I guess so. Okay, cool. So we can get rid of that. And let's copy this over. So for the top one, we can just put that in there as well. And for this A, what we can do is uh, that should do it. And then there should be one more timestamp towards the bottom, I believe. Let's see. Time stamp. That's only two. All right, cool. Only two. So let's try it again. Terraform apply. Ooh. Things be happening. So we're gonna go with yes. See what happens. So Don, while this is happening, right? I'll tell you more later, but I was on a call yesterday on that Natasha was presenting about creating the cover letter. Ooh, everything is done. It's pretty cool. But about like creating cover letters, although I'm not really sure how much recruiters spend time looking at cover letters. But regardless, if we can create cover letters in a very quick and efficient manner, then it doesn't hurt, right? And I asked her like, so how long does it take you to go through the process of creating these cover letters with which way you would be creating it? And she was like, it takes 5 minutes. And I asked her like, so what if you could get the cover letter to take less than 1 minute to create? And in addition, you get a rewritten resume for that as well, right? And she was like, well, I would not complain about that at all. So what I'm going to do is I am going to update what we're working on, right, to be able to generate that in a very quick, short amount of time. So as soon as I get off this live stream, I am going to be working on that. But let me know what you think as well. I'm curious to know what you think. But while I wait for Don's response, I am going to continue with this. So let's take this IP address right here. And did everything really work? Because that was super quick. We have our VPCs created. We have. Did the script run? Did the script run? I don't see that it ran here. But let's find out. Let's go into a browser. And so a couple of things we're going to check, right? We're going to check if the script ran. So if we can access the rock, paper, scissors challenge, right? We can even pull up Insomnia to try it out. Did it properly use the timestamp to name our instance, our EBS volume and our instance? So let's go and let's check here. Let's go to here. What port is this thing on? Is it port 8080, I think? Let's see. double checking the script, but I think it's port 80. Yeah, it is port 8080. So it's not coming up. So something isn't right yet. So let's take a look at our configuration. Car. Dashboard. Instance is running. I have 2 instances running. One of them is so we have confirmed that our it put in the right timestamp for us. So shout out to that. A quick and easy way to identify it. And I think that's good enough. Like we could probably customize it and stuff like that. But I think that's good. This one is in US East C. All right, so this is up now. I don't know why this created. This is probably why I couldn't see it. Why I couldn't do it the other time because this is in US. I'm gonna shut this one down. Let's go to terminate instance on this one. Here, let's try this again. So this is not coming up for us. Let's take a look at our settings. So, okay. I have a comment from Natasha. We have 38 seconds to go. So let's finish these 38 seconds, but I cannot wait to get to this comment. So, I am interested in seeing what she has to say. All right, let's go here and let's go here. So we have a public IP. Let's check out our security routing. We're open on port 8080. Should be able to take it from anyone. So the question is, did it actually do the script?
Lunch break. Lunch
All right,
break.
let's go to break. Let's go to break. All right, so we're at break. Don's like, he had me at Synergy. All right, so Natasha says 87% of recruiters do, as per 2020 stats. If cover letters are included in the application, the actual time to read is unknown variable though. Okay, so I mean, I don't know. I think if it is, because like, here's the thing with cover letters, right? When I was applying, and I got to a point I'm like, you know what? I'm not gonna include the cover letters because it was like so time consuming, and especially not using AI at the time. But if there's a quick and easy way to customize them for the particular role that you're applying for, then I think it's totally worth it, right? Let's put 5 minutes up on the clock. But yeah, if 80% of recruiters do actually read them, then include it, especially if it's easy to do it, right? So, but yeah, like I only know what one recruiter said, and just knowing like when you're looking on LinkedIn and there's like 1,000 people who are applying for the same job, I'm like, could the recruiters like, do they even read the resumes for crying out loud? Because I assume about 75% of those resumes get filtered out by whatever system that they're using, right? But I do wonder, like, is like if they barely read the resumes, right? Are they actually reading the cover letters? I know some companies actually require the cover letters, so I'm hoping they actually read it if they're forcing you to write it. But I don't know. I just wonder, you know. But if 80% do it as per the 2020 stat, then I say include it, especially if it's low effort to do it, you know. And which I think that's why your presentation was so amazing yesterday, because you showed how you can take a 20 to 30 minute process, like, and I don't know if you heard me say this before, Natasha, but one of the boot camps that a lot of people come to me that they went to, they require you to apply for about 3,500 jobs in a calendar year in order to be qualified. You know, doesn't guarantee it, but to be qualified for a refund if it doesn't work for you. You know, which that comes out to about this in the first 6 months they require you to apply to like 400 jobs a month, right? And then the last 6 months they require you to apply to 200 jobs a month, right? So it is a lot of applying, which, I mean, if you don't get a job by that point, then like something's not right, but it's a lot. And the problem is a lot of like the resumes that they give these people, they're so bad. Like I've seen so many of them, and they look exactly the same way because guess what? And this is the thing about taking an initiative, right? A lot of the people who come from these boot camps, they just rely and they trust on the resumes that the boot camp gives them. And the thing is, like when I talk to them, they're like, "Yeah, it didn't feel right to me, but that's what they told me because quote unquote they're the experts." And I'm like, if it doesn't feel right to you, you should have a second opinion. And I think the problem as well is that they're paying like $6,000 to $12,000, right, for these experts to lead them and guide them. But I asked one of the people that I was talking to, like, well, what is the background of this person who's creating this resume for you, who's helping you with this mock interview? Do they have any actual experience in the field that they're coaching you to doing, they're helping you prepare for? And they don't know. And I'm like, that's the problem. You need to question everything, especially if you're going for QA, right? But even as software engineering, web development, and stuff like that, you need to question these things because you need to make sure that you have the right resources as well. It's not about just like I don't know. I just think that a lot of people because you can have a great cover letter, but then if I look at your resume and it's like it doesn't have any experience on it, any skills and stuff like that, which is the resume that's being produced, right? It just has like the experience of one internship where you don't barely do anything. So if I ask you about that internship, it's not really going to help. And here's something that I want to share as well, right? A real internship, right, is at an actual company where you're actually doing work for that company, where you're actually doing something that's like that you're able to produce something, right? A lot of these boot camps, when they give you these internships, they're staged, right? So it's like, oh, you're just gonna do this internship, so you can get some type of like background, but it's not real experience. And the problem is, another thing is, internships are really reserved for like college level students, right? Like students that are graduating high school. High school. Jesus Christ, what's going on with me here? They're reserved for students who are graduating college, right? Like a lot of those software engineering majors and stuff like that. And here's the thing with that, right? The computer science majors, right? Here's the thing with that. In college, it doesn't teach you anything about software testing, right? But the goal of a lot of companies who are hiring these QA testers coming out of college is to help guide them at entry level, to teach them and everything like that. So when you're, sorry to say, but when you're older and you go to these boot camps and you do this fake internship.
Get a move on, back to work, chop, chop, let's go. Come on, get a move on. You're back to work, back to work, back to work.
You do these fake internships and then you think that like just having that fake internship on your resume, because here's the thing that drives me crazy, right? They tell you to remove all of your background, all of your experience from whatever field that you came in, right? I had somebody who was a carpenter for 20 years. So that means that as a carpenter, you need to be very, very meticulous, because if you're off by 1/8 of an inch, that can cause a problem, right? But they have you remove that. So, and there's so much experience in there that, like, as a leader, as someone who 20 years of experience, that's gold. But they have you remove all of that, and it looks like you have no experience or nothing. And then you just put this fake internship on, and it's like, and then when all these people are applying for the same exact jobs and they see the same fake internship over and over and over, they totally discount it, right? So that's the part, like, you need to build real experience, because the internships themselves, they're reserved for like the students just graduating out of college, right? From my understanding, that's what I've always seen interns be. Like companies who are heavy on interns, they'll look for students who are coming out of college, and because that gives them an opportunity to go into the work field, to the workforce, and have like some type of experience, some type of understanding. And a lot of times those companies end up hiring those students as well. But if you think that you are going to go to a boot camp and go to compete against some college student for that position, it's not going to be easy, right? And just a second or third opinion can be helpful when one is new to any career field. Exactly. That is 100% right. But something that I think that happens is that, especially with boot camps, right? They This is gonna sound messed up, right? But it is what it is. Because you paid so much money for it, right? You end up defending it. Like because if you realize the truth, and it's gonna be kind of painful for you because you're like, oh, I spent all this money and they didn't really put me where I needed to be. They'll market one or two people who actually made it, but then 99% of the people who are there are struggling to actually make it, and they're still making monthly payments and everything like that. So that's why I say before you even like, it's just honestly this whole thing is becoming a grift, right? Because they're falsely marketing people into the tech industry about like you're going to make all this money starting off, and then like there was one person who told me that when they were applying for a position, and it would like to get into it, it was going to be paying less than they were making in their other career, right? And sometimes sometimes you might have to start at the bottom, right? You might have to take a less because at the end of the day, it's going to be much better than what you're doing before, but you might have to start at the bottom to make a less and then move up, so you might have to work a couple of jobs, who knows, right? But if you want to get to where you want to be, there's going to be sacrifices that you have to make, a lot of people don't want to make sacrifices, and it's unfortunate because you could be great in a particular field, but you might never get there because you don't want to do what it takes to get there. But with the second and third opinion that Natasha is talking about, that's 100% right. And I say you should get a second and third opinion from someone who is actually in the field to let you know what is going to be the challenges, right? Someone who has no vested interest in you. Those are the people who will give you the best advice. Like, because you can ask your mom, you can ask your dad, you can ask your sister, you can ask your cousin, you can ask a friend. They don't know, right? And their job is to support you. 99% of the time, they're going to support you in like because it's, oh yeah, this sounds like a good idea. But if you say, oh, I'm going into QA, right? And you give them the details, what do they know about QA? What do they know about software engineering? What do they know about front end development, right? They don't know. So they're gonna, oh yeah, go for it. And then they're going to, and because the people who are trying to get you to sign up for their boot camp, they're going to be marketing something to you which costs a lot of money, right? Because they're either trying to get paid, right? They're trying to get paid. So they're going to market it to you and stuff like that. But you should ask somebody who is no vested interest in you, who's been doing it for a long time. Say, hey, I'm thinking about becoming a manual tester. Is that there's this boot camp that is saying I should do it. My family says I should do it. What do you think, right? And guess what? I don't know someone who has been in this field who has no vested interest in you who won't tell you the truth, right? Because I'll tell you, like, yeah, manual QA, like you need to learn it, but paying all that money for it, I don't like. When I interview, I don't really take much credence to these boot camps. Here's an idea. Like if you're going for manual, like you still need to learn it, but you're not going to get a job doing manual testing. You might want to go automation and figure out a focus on the code and stuff like that. You might want to focus on cybersecurity. You might want to focus on cloud engineering. I don't know. It depends, right? But because they're not profiting off of you, right? The people who do not profit off of you will give you the best advice, right? The people who don't know you and they have nothing to gain from you, they're going to give you the best advice. I think that QA is an excellent field, but is it easy to get into it? I don't think so, right? Especially if it's trying to go to manual, because at my company, for instance, right, for from getting interns or entry level people, we give them a technical automation project because that's the future. Like we're not going to be manually testing things over and over and over again, right? So that's why, like what Natasha says here about getting a second or third opinion, it's not only helpful, it's essential. It's like you should require it of yourself to get second or third opinion in anything that you do for the most part, but especially when trying to get into a new career. See, hey, is the route that I'm taking, is the amount of money that I'm going to be spending, does it make sense for me to do, or is there a better route? So just wanted to share that with you, leave you with that. All right. So let's continue. Thank you so much for that comment, Natasha. That was great. All right. So let's do our and Natasha says, "Bang on tech coach."
I appreciate you.
It's. I'll tell you this, because we're pretty close, and it's really hard for me to see like the people when they come to me, and some of them like don't come to me. I used to reach out to a few people when I noticed their situation, but I'm like I'm moving away from that because a lot they don't really listen, right? But it's kind of painful because it's like, man, like they went into debt to do this, right? And they are like really fighting to try to get a chance, and it's like they're not getting it because it's not it's not effective. I try to help them out by giving them the general resume feedback that I give people, but I kind of feel like I'm at the point of I'm not just going to spend the time and effort to review all these resumes, give this feedback when I don't I really like you have you you're not like, you're not in a position to listen to me, right? So that's why I reserve it for certain people. But it's just hard for me to see because they're in dire situations. They're trying. Some people even quit their jobs before they actually get a new one in the field that they're transitioning to because they believe that they were going to get the position in like 3 months, and they see that it's going on a year now, and they don't have anything. So I recommend you do not do that, and you keep your position and you study and you just if you're in there if you're trying to get in there for the money, it's going to be a rough ride because guess what? Look at Don, right? Working just about 24/7, but is a life that we chose and we enjoy it. Like, we might say, oh, it's been tough 2 weeks and stuff like that, but we enjoy it. We live for it and stuff like that. So I'm just letting you know, right? It's work. I love the work. Everything that I do is work, whether I'm doing jujitsu, whether I'm doing live stream, whether I'm coaching people, whether I'm working for my day job. It's work. I love the work. And that's why I wake up early, go to sleep late because it's stuff that I enjoy doing. All right, so let's get back to our next one.
It's time to
All right, so this said it was done, right? I just don't know if it actually did the script. It was super quick, right? You see what I'm saying? It was super quick. I'm going to do a Terraform destroy. Gonna shut it down. I didn't know the EBS volume should have got. Shouldn't have shut it down yet because we could have looked. Oh, okay, it's still up. So let's take a look at the EBS volume first. Let's see. So if we go over here and we look at our, let me do a filter on this thing. Instant state. We're running. Let's do that. And let's take a quick look at this before we do anything else. Storage. And it has, is this the one that we created? Should be 20 gigs. Let's see. No, that's not the one that we created. It should have been 20 gigs. So the setup went through, but it didn't do what we wanted it to do. So if we look over here, we wanted it to do Amazon EBS 10 gigs. It should have been 10 gigs. Let's take a look at here. So it created it, but it didn't attach it to our. All right, so let's see what we did wrong. Let me look over here. So what did we do wrong? Have our instance, we have our subnet. That's not the one, right? So we need to do this, right? So we're going to do, let me see, make sure I'm on the right screen. Nope, I'm not. So we need to be able to do we need to attach the volume to the, so let's add it here. Resource AWS volume attachment. So we need to attach the volume to it, right? So let's call it TCR Livestream EBS Terraform. I wonder if we could do timestamp. I like the name. I'm gonna keep it as this for now. So EBS volume 1 attachment and 12/17/2023. All right, and in here we're going to say device name var dot. This is device name. Let me see. Hold on. Where did they name this? Oh, so I need to. All right, let me, because this var file has my credentials. So go full screen real quick, and I'm gonna open the var. Can move the username and password to something else, but we need to have a variable instance device name. So what's the instance device name, right? We will take a look at that in a second. So let's go over here. And that is the, if you are looking at the volumes, where is it? So we'll go create. Trying to find it. Let's see. Let's do a search real quick. Terraform EBS instance device name. All right, so what is this? So AWS volume device name. So the device name is required the device name to expose to the instance. For example, /dev sdh or xvdh. So let's see what that means. There are two types of virtualizations available for Linux instances: Paravirtual PV and hardware virtual machine. The virtualization type of an instance is determined by the AMI used to launch the instance. All instances support HVM AMIs. Some previous generations instances support PV AMIs. Be sure to note the virtualization type of your AMI because the recommended and available device names that you can use depend on the virtualization type of the instance. So that means we need to find out what is the one for so it's based on the instance, right? So we go to instances, we launch one, and we go here. But where do you see that information though? Am I? I don't see where. Because they should give you that somewhere, right? Let's say we select this instance. Okay, so here we go. This is what we're gonna use. Device name. So we go back into here. Now we put that in there. And we're gonna close that. And we say var instance device name. We got that in there. And we're going to do instance ID. So instance ID is going to be AWS EBS volume dot EBS volume. That's going to be that one, the one that we just created, and ID, right? So that's going to be the ID for the volume. And then we're going to say volume ID is, oh, so this is backwards. So instance ID, AWS instance, got it backwards, instance. And that's going to be TCR example dot ID. And then the volume ID is going to be the AWS EBS volume dot this that we just named and then ID, right? So now that should attach our our EBS volume to our instance, right? So we have to attach it. So we missed that part on the last one, right? But the other issue is didn't run the script. Doesn't seem like it. Let's see. Script to run. User data, template file, scripts. Let's do this. Just because I'm not too worried about the user data, I just want to see if we can access the server if we were to do, because it's public. So if it's public, we should be able to get to it, right? Remote exec, the stuff that we did previously. Let's do a printout. We don't need the private IPs, but so let's try this. So we have we're not running the script. Everything is public, so we should be able to use the public IP. Oh, I didn't destroy it. So let's destroy. So our goal here is to see if it's going to use the remote exec. Well, our goal is it going to first goal? Is it going to use the EBS volume that we're going to be creating, right? I also want to see if it tore down. I'm taking a look at the other window real quick to see if it tore it down. It did not, so we'll have to do that ourselves. Okay, cool. Let's see. I wonder if we have. All right, so this is stored. Let's go ahead and let's do another one. See if we can apply it. Let's see what happens if we do Terraform apply. So we have an error. Because AWS has count set. The attribute must access one. All right, so let's take out the count here. The count is like if we wanted to create more than one instance, but we're going to get rid of that and we're going to try it again. All right, so what is it going to do? Going to create this. Why 1126? Sorry, from some old one. Whatever, it's fine. It's fine. Creating VPCs. 80. Well, give it a run. See what happens. Let's do its thing. I'm going to clean up AWS afterwards as well. So we created the volume. So now trying to provision with the file. Not sure if that's going to work because that's where we, but it's a public IP, so it should technically work, but I don't know. I'm not too sure. Because if it doesn't do that, then everything's going to crash and burn and it's going to be a mess. It's not looking good. Yeah, it's not looking too good right here. Let's go to here. We'll probably trick it into working, but let's see. Let's see here. I have an IP. And let's say security. Just similar to the issue from the other time, but let's go to security groups that I created. Let's go to here. Oh, we're in the I don't want to be in the VPC. I want to be in the security group. Security group. Edit rules. That's everything in there. Let's see. Let's see here. Let's look at the VPCs real quick. Oops. Resource map. Looks like everything should work technically. Let's see, internet gateway. Probably this one. Probably this one. Yeah, Terraform is not going to work because of the file. So I mean, we know that the EBS. So let's focus on what's important, right? Let's check out the EBS. Let's check out. So let's go here, and where is the one? So this is the one that's being created right now. Let's take a look at that. Let's refresh too. So let's go here. Let's take a look at the storage. What do we have for storage? Is this the right one? Oh, okay. Because let's see. Well, what we'll do, after it fails, we're going to remove the script portion of it, and we'll run it again to see, because I really want to see if it's going to attach the storage to it. Because this should say 20 or 10, and it shouldn't be deleted on termination. Because if we go over here, let's see. It didn't create it yet. All right, so let's see. Waiting for the timeout. Yeah, after the time's out, I'm just going to remove the scripting altogether because it's kind of annoying that all right, so it failed. Let's see. I don't know why I can't. Let me see something. So SSH. Let's go here. SSH. What's the name of that folder? SSH keys / TCR SSH key, and then we do 44 dot, or we do EC2 dash user at 44.200.232.128.22. Oh, 120, sorry. All right, let's see what happens here. Because there's seriously something wrong with the VPC configuration that I need to figure out of why it's not allowing to connect here.
Lunch break! Lunch break!
So it's all good. All right, I'm going to, let's wrap it up like this, right? So what we're going to do, we are going to remove the script portion. So this is a Terraform destroy. I really want to see if it's going to attach the we want to see if it's going to attach the EBS, right? So let's totally forget about the script, right? Forget about this. Forget about this. And we should have that. I wonder if there's any. No, it's not gonna work. We're gonna bypass the file thing because we'll figure that out another time. But I want to see if it's going to, if it goes through successfully, if it's going to attach the EBS volume. I don't think it got to that step on the other one. So it's going to create this. That. Let's see. Let's give it a try. Yes. And this should be pretty quick because it's not going to be trying to do the script. So let's see. So now, so it goes through the EC2 instance first, and then now it's creating the volume. Oh, what happened here? So it says it is invalid value. Really? Error attaching EBS volume to EC2 instance, invalid parameter value, dev X for Unix device. Attachment point is already in use. Huh. Hmm. It's already in use, huh? Let's see here. Mm. Hmm. Well, it is what it's going to be. We will pick up on that next time. So I think we probably need to destroy some of these things, because something that I noticed here is, let's say we're gonna try to destroy real quick, right? Well, first, let's before we wrap it, let's check in here to see if something was created, right? So we have this one that was created. The other one seems to have been destroyed. 2150. So let's go ahead. It's weird. It says so AWS volume attachment on instance on line 21. Mm, let's see here. It's already in use, huh? All right. All right. So we shall. This is a destroy, right? This is a Terraform destroy. Look at here. We say attach. And that should be related to this one. 10. And we see the size 10 here, but it is not attached to the instance. Stop the show. We have my good friend Socks in the building. How are we doing, my brother in stream? We are doing great. We are just about to wrap it up. As you can see, Socks, as you can see around my neck, what is this right here? What is this right here around my neck? Yesterday, we had our end of year belt ceremony and stripe promotion, and I was promoted to purple belt. And that's why you see the purple background over there, right? So, we're just working. We are just working. Hey, Natasha with the socks. Love it. I love it. We were talking about you yesterday, Socks, on the cover letter presentation that Natasha led us through. We missed you over there. I don't think you were there yesterday. Let me go ahead and finish up this Terraform destroy so we can wrap it up. Yes, and then we'll pick it up next week. We shall pick it up next week. But yeah, it's a purple belt. So we're just moving on up. I mean, to be honest with you, like, it's cool and all, but it's cool, but it's like that's not the ultimate goal, the ultimate mission. It's just, it's just something along the way that you pick up and you just keep going. So I appreciate it, but it's just along the way. It's just progress. So you know how we roll over here, right? So and Talk said, heck yeah. And he said, sorry, I missed it. I flew to Chicago. Chicago? Isn't it like freezing cold over there? Isn't it like freezing cold over there? Don't worry, Socks. I held down the fort for you. So we had because you did a lot in the last one. So I held down the fort and hopefully I did it some justice. All right. So with that being said, we are going to wrap up our show for today. Next time we come back, we're going to continue working on the VPCs, right? We're going to continue working on that, or another VPC. We're going to continue like trying to get the Elastic block storage to work as we want it to work, and then we're going to get into Route 53. But I have work to do. I have stuff to do, right? I have our Scrum night coming up tonight with my tech barbarians, and I have another meeting, and I have work to do because things are happening. So I want to say thank you everyone for tuning in. Thank you, Don, for being here. Thank you, Socks, for showing up. And I definitely
I appreciate you.
and to my bestie Natasha who popped in to celebrate with me. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate you guys. And thank you to everyone who is tuning in from the clouds, from the shadow realm, wherever you're tuning in from. I truly, truly appreciate you for tuning in. You guys are amazing. You guys are wonderful. We would not be here without you. But it's time for me to go. I must depart. So, Sock says his babies are in Chicago. They're in Chicago. Well, I guess you got to do what you got to do, right? And Natasha says, no worries, Socks. We as bag chasers, we help each other out and we hold down the fort when some people are traveling to the cold, windy city to see their babies. All right. But it was a great time, as always. So that being said, if you have not subscribed to the channel yet, go ahead and do that right now. I hope you had fun because I have a question for you, right? Are you ready for this question?
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here?
Because I am certainly entertained, and that's why.
One more thing. Price of the brick going up.
So, we work. That is what we do here. So, come and join us on this mission that we're on to be productive, to go deeper and deeper into the tech industry, because, Natasha said earlier, for this non-techie, she's been hanging around me and Socks enough she's going to drop off that non part and she's going to be a techie with us. So that's my goal. That's one of my goals, to get Natasha to be a techie with us, But with that being said, like I said, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you know every time we go live, like the video, share the video, all that good stuff. Check out the Patreon at www.techcoachralph.dev. You can even sign up for free and you can go from there. All right. So and Socks says for sure, that's our goal. That is our secret goal. Don't tell anybody, but that's our goal. We're going to get Natasha to drop off that non part so she can be a techie with us. All right. So shout out to all of that. And with that being said, we are out.
You might think that getting into the IT field is impossible without a computer science degree, but Tech Coach Ralph is here to prove you wrong. Get ready for some jaw-dropping revelations on how to break into this lucrative industry. Listen up, tech enthusiasts! Are you ready to break through into the IT field, but feel like you need a computer science degree to make it happen? Think again. Tech Coach Ralph has some exclusive, mind-blowing secrets to share with you. Get ready to be blown away by his jaw-dropping revelations on how to break into the tech industry without a computer science degree. So get your notepad ready, because Tech Coach Ralph is going to change your life forever. Buckle up, because you're about to embark on a journey to success in the IT field.
of the north. Today we have tasted the sweet nectar of victory. Our foes indeed defeated, and their lands are now bow before us. The gods themselves have favored our glorious deeds on this glorious day. We have shed blood, sweat, and tears to claim this land. Our relentless spirit, our unyielding determination. These are the very essence of our people. The spirit of our ancestors rejoice in the halls of Valhalla. For today, we have added to their eternal glory. Our victories will echo throughout the ages, and our names will be etched in the annals of history. But let us not forget the price we paid, the brothers and sisters we lost. They now feast in the hall of our forefathers, watching over us with pride. Their sacrifice has paved the way for this moment of triumph. As we celebrate this conquest, let us also remember that our journey is far from over. More land awaits our conquest, more battles upon us forth. Let the fire in our hearts burn ever brighter, for there is no limit to what we can achieve. To those who dare stand against us, let them tremble in fear. For they shall witness the fury of the northern storm, the wrath of the untamed barbarians. Today we celebrate our victory. Tomorrow we set our sights on new horizons, uncharted land where our banners will fly high. We are Vikings, we're barbarians, we are masters of conquest.